Hey everyone, welcome to Founders 365 with me, Steven Haggerty. Today I'm joined by Gill Tiney, founder of Collaboration Global. How are you today, Gill?
I'm wonderful. Thank you very much, Steve. It's really a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
No, it's a pleasure having you on. Really looking forward to finding out more about yourself and just more about the word collaboration as well, because I think that word gets thrown about a little bit, and I think your mission is a very exciting one. So without further ado, let me know who you are and what is Collaboration Global.
Well,
Big question.
okay, it's a big question. It is a big question. So I started out in business in '88. So I've been a business owner for a long time, and then realised that I like working on businesses rather than in businesses. So I became a business coach back in 2007. But my overarching passion has been about, because I'm an eternal optimist, so I always want things to be fair. I don't like any ism. I don't like any, racism, sexism, ageism, whatever. So I've kind of like always had this sense of me that I should be able to do something to make people get along. They should be nice to each other. They should be kind to each other. And this kind of unnerving, don't be mean. Why are you being horrible? In my life, this has been a story throughout my life. You know, when you're a kid at school and somebody takes the chair away and someone falls over and everyone laughs, I'm like, oh, that's not funny. Why are you being mean? So I'm slightly a juxtaposition with a lot of people. So about 5 or 6 years ago, I met this guy who was talking about collaboration. And it kind of, this penny dropped in my mind that if people collaborated in the true sense of collaboration, where it is being kind, it is being supportive, it is being caring, and it is based on love. It's that L word in business that people don't really like. Ooh, don't talk about love in business. It's about money. It's about earning money. Well, what if it wasn't? What if we could have love in business? And what if a collaboration came about where you were doing the one thing that you really loved, the one thing that you were brilliant at, and then you were working with other people in a collaboration where they were doing that as well. They're not doing the stuff that, I can do it, but I don't really like doing that bit.
Yeah.
No, you do the stuff you're bloody brilliant at, and I'll do the stuff that I'm really good at. And then 2, 3, 4, 5 people together end up having a really good time. And on top of that, they get the project done quicker. They actually learn something from the project that they take into the next project together. They realize that as a team, they are gold dust, and then they get known for being good at collaboration. And all it is that they're actually doing what they love to do. So I, having started this conversation with, and then became a business partner of this chap, we started having conversations, and I started doing research. I don't know about you, Steve, but whenever I'm on something, I kind of like, I devour everything that I could possibly find. And interestingly, there was a lot about the doing of collaboration, but not a lot about the being of collaboration.
Interesting.
How can you be someone that actually embraces and empowers collaboration? And it involves things like leaving your ego at the door, which is not so easy to do. So when I kind of understood all of these things, people started coming to us going, so what is it? I'm interested. This is a good conversation. Tell me some more. How do I join? And we join more. There's nothing to join. Yeah. So we realized that people were hungry for the conversation, hungry to know how, but also hungry to know how to be collaboration and be their best selves. So then the Collaboration Global community was born. So we come together with our specialisms and our bits that we love, and that's not necessarily the day job. Sometimes people are doing this thing over here that they have to do for the bread and butter and need the money, but actually, I really want to do this over here, but I haven't had time because I'm doing that. Well, come to Collaboration Global, do the stuff you love with us. We'll connect you up with other people who also share your values, share your mission, share what you want to do and get out of it. But actually, when you start collaborating together with the shared values, the shared culture, the understanding of how to be collaboration, then we have witnessed and been blessed to witness many, many miracles. Miracles of people earning a shed load of money, hurrah, but actually bigger miracles than that. Miracles like one guy was a functioning alcoholic all of his adult life. And because of the commitment and the support he got within the community, he was able to go out there and get some further support in another organization and come back and go, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm on the right track. Amazing. And it took a little while, and he's been dry for 3 or 4 years now. And he'd done all the AA and he'd done all that, and he's still part of that, but it hadn't been enough to let him slip off the wagon all the time. But because there was a community who had these shared values and wanted to support, and he supported me in lots of things that he was doing that he was really good at, we were able to kind of be that catalyst that got him over to the next level. There's lots of little stories like that. You go, well, if it wasn't for you, actually, one lady did say, if it wasn't for you, I'd be dead now.
Wow. How does that make you feel when it was just, you know, what was it, 6 years ago, this idea started to get formed? 6 years on, you have these amazing stories from such a simple idea as well, which is what I love about it. It's like, it's just like you said, being kind, finding aligned values and collaborate in a way that isn't, which I find this is often the way with collaboration. Even though people try and collaborate, there's always something in that relationship that perhaps pulls them in the direction that they don't really want to go in. You know, why is it, in your opinion, that the collaboration often doesn't work out? Is it just because the values don't get aligned, or is it something bigger?
There's a multitude of things. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do not have the blueprint of you do this, you do this, you do this, and you've got collaboration, because it is bigger than that. But what I often find in collaborations that I've been part of that have failed, quite often it's the ego that's in the way. It's like, well, I'm right, you're wrong. I've been doing this for a long time. People don't listen very carefully, you know. And if you're open and in a space of abundance, well, I know a lot of stuff, but actually I probably don't know everything. So I'm going to listen to what you're saying. I might not agree with it, but I'm going to listen very carefully to see if there's value in what you're telling me. And if I don't understand, I'm going to ask, because I'm not such an ego that I'm not going to go, well, I don't, you know, that's ridiculous, because you don't understand it. You're going to ask and find out, and then come to the best solution. And it's like this morphing of ideas that just kind of come together. And when it fits, everyone goes, that's it, eureka, let's do that. But when it is clunky and it's not quite working, it's usually because somebody's coming in. I had one guy come in and go, oh, well, I don't write minutes. I was like, well, there's 5 of us here, nobody writes minutes. Somebody needs to. We either go and employ someone, or we take it in turns and we do it, you know, every other month for 20 minutes. You know, if you're too big,
not a big ask.
Exactly. So it's really putting yourself in a position where you want to help others. And if you can't understand what they're saying, you're going to be talking to them in a way that you can understand, rather than, well, that's not right. I don't know. Why would you do that? There's no there's respect in the room. There's respect in the room. And we do a thing called Be More Pirate. Have you come across this book? Pirate. Yeah, there's a fabulous book out there called Be More Pirate. And the guy's got a double-barreled name. For the life of me, I can never remember it. It'll come to me.
It'll come to you in like 4 hours time, and you'll send me a
message. It's in the Amazon bestsellers. Just go look for Be More Pirate. And basically this guy explains how pirates came to be and how they were so successful, and they were incredibly successful. By the way, did you know they were originally employed by the government? They were legit before they went AWOL. Yeah, good story. Anyway, they have the pirate rules, the pirate code. So we say before any collaboration, you need to sit down and go, right, what are the rules of the game? How are we playing together? You know, do you like fun? Do you like banter? Do you like to go off the wall? Or do you like, oh, actually, that would really annoy me a little bit? Because, so as a silly example, one of my things, I'm not a great fan of people that love swearing. You know, when it's every other word, and I'm like, use your vocabulary. You know, I don't mind when it's necessary. You know, if you're being emphatic and you're making a really powerful point, it comes in and timing is great. But when you're doing it every other sentence, it's like, it's lazy. So I like to go at the beginning, look, if I'm in a stressful situation and there's one thing that's going to tip me over the edge, if you're going to start swearing in my direction, it's going to stop me. So I need to know that, could we just pull down on the swearing, so that if we do get in a stressful situation, I can still have listening for you, because you're not going to be able to walk all over my ideas of what I'm saying. So it's finding out what those rules are, and you kind of set the rules of the game, and everyone knows what, well, that you get triggered by that, you get triggered by that, you've got this thing that you don't like that. And there's all reasons why. And sometimes along the way, we can help people unpick those triggers, limiting beliefs, how we're going to unpack those limiting beliefs, how we're going to solve that. You all learn and you all come up together as a result of it. If you don't have that conversation in the beginning, usually halfway through, if you're in a project for 3 months, 6 months, it will come back and bite you.
Yeah. How do you create the balance though? Because I'm sure you must come across people that just want to take. They just see this as an opportunity to be in a room with incredible people that can do everything that they can't. And they just want to be in that position, be like, oh, I've built this team around me, you know, team in quotation marks there. Yeah. But actually, it's not working as a team, because that person is just in that frame of mind where they just want to take. Do you just cut them off at the front door and be like, look, sorry,
much.
Gavin, you're not coming in?
It's always gathering, isn't it?
Yeah, there's always a gap.
They pretty much show themselves up at the beginning, early days, and then they get challenged, because obviously we want to help people. You've got to include more and more people, and that's why we have the community, because people come in and they go, well, I'm not sure if I can do this, I'm not sure if I'm able, I'm not sure if I'm in the right place, and we help them. There will be things that are going on, and sometimes it's just people's physiology. You can see it in their demeanor and the kind of posturing and stuff, and you're like, do you want to just let that go? And if they're like, what do you mean they're obviously not, they're not the right kind of person. But if they're willing to learn, then we're willing to teach them. So
but the fact that they've stepped through the front door in the first place surely means that there's something within them that they probably know that they need help with.
Exactly.
But there's that little bit of gap that is versus the help and the doing aspect.
It's always a bit of gap. It's like Black Lives Matter. It's very easy for us to go, well, I'm not racist, I've got black friends. We don't know the half of the unbiased. We don't know what we don't know.
Sure.
The unconscious bias towards it, because it's the life we've lived. So if you come with an open heart and going, teach me, I want to learn, help me, let's make this world a better place, you're 90% there. But when people come in and go, well, I want to do it my way. Well, in my last one, we did it this way. You probably did a corporation. You probably did a bit of teamwork. You probably did a bit where you were in charge of the team and they had to do what you said. That's not collaboration.
You checked a box.
Exactly.
True
collaboration is where you come together and something magic happens, and you are able to pay it forward for other people, so that you've got a benefit for not just you, but the ripples go out beyond you.
As a founder then, of someone that's created this business, or co-founder of someone that's created this business, how do you feel when you wake up in the morning and you've built this amazing community of people that are helping each other, that are aligning with each other's values, that are going through those pin drop moments, I always like to call it, when that true change happens? How does that feel, knowing that you were that, like you said, you were that girl in school that if someone pulled a chair away from someone was like, come on guys, just be nice?
Yeah. Well, like most people in this world, I'm always looking forward and don't often look back. So when you put it like that, I'm like, oh, actually, I'm pretty proud of that. That sounds amazing. But well, that's why it's called Collaboration Global, because we're basically based in the UK with a few peripheries on the side, but I really want it to be a global movement. I want it to be a global community that come together. So I'm always looking forward, oh, we should have more people in. Oh, if only we could get Canada to join us. If only we could do, and I'm very much like that. I need everyone to kind of, if you part of Collaboration Global, we wouldn't even have to have a movement Black Lives Matter, because it would all be happening anyway. So I'm looking to join up with every single partnership. So for example, B1G1, have you come across them? Buy one, give one. Fabulous charity.
Oh, actually, no, I have, yeah.
Amazing. So, we've partnered up with them so we can support them. So every time somebody comes to our community, we pay some money into B1G1 as a thank you what they're doing. There's also a community called The People Who Share. We partnered up with them because they all believe in our philosophy. It's like the world can be a better place. It starts with you. And if you can start working on yourself and understanding your own personal awareness and what you're about, you then connect, your business then becomes better. And that then joins up with other people, and then collaborations become easy. Collaborations become second nature. And then you do this and you can do this and you can do this, and your business starts growing, and then your family relationships get better and your friendships get, and all of a sudden it's like, it's just raining love. That sounds really soppy, doesn't it? But it is when people come together and they work and they have love and they are helping each other. It's just a beautiful thing. And I see no reason why we can't do it. And I'd love to be able to get with the politicians and say, excuse me, could I just have a word? This is a really kind of. Because they're always a portion in blame, aren't they? That's what gets me. There is no right, there is no wrong, there is no blame. There's only learning and failure, and let's see how we can make it better.
100% agree with that. Let's talk about the past couple of months then. Well, 3 months, I guess, in terms of the world has gone a little bit ski-whiff, I think is a good way to describe it. Obviously, COVID, now protests, and all the things that happen at the moment. Has your business, from that collaboration aspect, I'm assuming it must have thrived, because a lot of people, obviously being at home alone, they're craving that office interaction that perhaps they didn't realize they did crave, or even just seeing your friends in a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
How's the business reflected in the last couple of months?
Well, it's interesting because I always thought that we were a face-to-face community. So we used to meet up in Essex, in Surrey, London, Hertford. You know, there were meetings, and everyone was like, "Oh, I'm going to come to the meeting," and it was hugs, and it was lovely, and it was emotional, and it was a very magical space. And now all of a sudden we're online, and like, oh, how's that going to work? And you get people talking about being zoomed out. I can't come to a meeting. I'm too much. It's too much Zoom.
Sure.
But when we have had the online meetings, because the culture is already there, because the community are joining us, and we have our guests coming in, I've had guests saying, "Oh my God, that was amazing. I've never been to a meeting like that before." And it's just a meeting on Zoom, but it's the space that we hold for what's possible. And we want people to kind of identify that, you know, you might feel like you're on your own, but you're not. And you can do anything that you want to do. What's your dream? What do you want to do? Let's see if we can find someone to help you. Who's around? Oh, you could help, and you could help. Why don't you go off and do something together? And so it's different, and we've put a lot more stuff online now. We have a platform so people can access it, and there's teaching and there's training, but it is the interaction stuff, the Zoom stuff at the moment that is really powerful for me. So
It
it's the
must also
same, but it's
help your worldwide domination plan.
yes.
You know, it's a lot easier to get in touch with Canada via Zoom than it is to go and have a face-to-face meeting with them, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And as much as I would jump on a plane and go over there and see them, actually this makes me feel, with my carbon footprint, so much better that I can connect and virtually hug people, but still have those deeper, meaningful conversations and go, well, how can I help? And I've been blessed. I've worked in the past with Business Network International, and I've traveled the world with them, training their executive directors, their directors, and supporting them. So I also have this amazing base of people around the world. And whilst I can't go and see them as I used to know that they can still join us and still be part of the collaboration. And although the focus isn't on networking in our community, and obviously in the BNI community it is, the collaboration element is a dual aspect. So they can come and teach us about passing good quality referrals, because our lot kind of get involved with the love and the hugs, and they go, well, you can pass business to each other, you know. Oh yeah, of course we can. And it's like they kind of forget that they're in it with the business as well. So that is a balance that we've got to build up a little bit more.
Okay, so moving forward then, if you know, the last 3 months has shown you actually you can have this community online more, be able to reach more people, I'm guessing, because it's online. Have you adjusted your strategy a little bit moving forward?
I think because it's a mission rather than a business, the strategy is still the same. It's share with as many people as possible, get in touch with as many people as possible, tell them about the power of collaboration, help them to understand how to connect more deeply with themselves and with other people to support their business, and then help them to grow. So they grow in themselves, they grow in their business, and they pay it forward. They pass it on. The stuff they've learned, pass it on to other people to make the world a better place. You know, this thing that's put out there all the time. But when I see more and more evidence every single time, but I was talking to someone, do you know what? When you said that at that meeting, that just blew my mind. All these kind of things that are at a deeper level than we would kind of normally have, because we hold ourselves, when we go to a normal business meeting, it's, I'm fine, everything's great, everything's lovely. Look, Collaboration Global, you're allowed to go, I've had a really bad week, I don't know what to do, can someone help me? And somebody will go, oh, I went through that and this is what I did, I might be able to help you. So it's all-encompassing family. So I don't think my strategy has changed because the mission is the same. How I do it, I'm learning about technology. That's my biggest hurdle. I've got people around me that are supporting me in technology, but there's so many different.
I think a lot of people are being forced to learn about technology right now, right? Which is a good thing again. Out of curiosity, how do you track things? Because you've got this amazing mission, you know, make the world a better place. Like you said, it's quite a vague terminology, and that's been passed around for years and years and years and years and years. But I'm really getting the feeling that what you're doing is tangible. It's, you can see the change. So have you got some sort of tracking in place so that you can go in, you know, 5-10 years time, you can say, look, this is how we've made the world a better place?
Let me have a think. Well, we've got our platform, and on there, everything is, every comment, every so potentially I could go back and do a review in like 5 years time and pick out all the bits that have gone on, and just kind of get the feedback that way, and then that's another book to be written. So
yeah, there you go. I feel like you need to, I feel like in your office behind you need one of those like one of those light indicators that just keeps rising at the top. It says, like, the world is now a better place. And there's there's interactions that have to happen for that to make that happen.
Yeah, I like. Oh, let me do that. I think a base one is the more people that are connected with us, and the more people that join the community, the more money we can send over to B1G1. So if we can look at when we first started, and then 5 years time, if we're sending millions over to them, then I think that's making the world a better place.
And that's also, that's not ignoring, but that's not being able to see the fact of the knock-on effect of everything.
Yeah,
you have your community, but then you have the people that are outside your community that are still getting benefits from people within it.
Yeah, we had one kid turn up. He was 18, came with his dad. We had to bring your kids to Collaboration Global Day. And he said afterwards, he said, I wish school was like this. And I said, why is that? He said, well, I felt like I could ask a question and nobody would tell me I was stupid.
Wow.
Or I could say something and I was respected for what I said. I didn't feel like I had to hide. I wanted to say stuff rather than not be ridiculed. And that made me think, wouldn't it be great if we could have a Collaboration Global group in every school, so that the youngsters were taught how to do all this stuff before they went out into the big wide world, and they didn't have to suffer the corporate culture that we know is tarnished and
soul destroying and a
yeah,
little bit.
You've been
that's such a I've got to say, it's almost like a depressing conversation from that 18-year-old, because he should be at the time of his life where he's thinking, oh my God, I'm leaving school. I've got all this amazing thing in front of me. But it was at 18 when he probably thought, oh my God, school shouldn't have been like that. I could have done so much more. It's like with anything, I think. It's that conversation where if we want to make that true change, it has to be from that early education standpoint. So having a community or group of community Collaboration Global pioneers in terms of the education would have a vast knock-on effect in terms of making that world a better place. Because like you said, you're catching them before life hits them, perhaps, if we put it in phrases like that.
And there are a lot of people that come to the community, and they might be accountants or tech people, and they're passionate about kids in education. So we've had people come together and they've developed board games, and they've developed things to help the youngsters, the sort of sixth formers and below, choose a career. And choose a career on what are your personal values. Now, I don't know how much they do that in school, but I get the impression it's not a huge focus. I'm connected to a lovely lady over in America that has installed in schools across America the Genius Hour, where kids can discover for themselves at all ages what their genius is, because everyone's got it, but people go, oh no, it's Einstein, that's Picasso. But actually, we've all got this kind of genius within us. So it's like people within the community are kind of coming together and go, I'm passionate about this. Oh, so am I. And they go off and they do stuff, and it generates amazing things for all areas.
No, it sounds like you guys are doing some incredible work, and the community that you've built up is making a difference, which is what it's all about. Gill, one of my final questions for you is, if you had someone in front of you that either collaboration hasn't worked for them in the past, or they are in that stage of life or business or whatever it is, because I think it's completely transferable, and they feel like they need the other input from other people, what would be the first steps for them? Like, what are sort of the basics of collaboration? Let's put it that way.
I think surrounding yourself with good people, surrounding yourself with people who are confident in their abilities. Because in this world, when we're chasing the dollar, quite often we'll go, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
We all know the story about actors and their CVs. Can you speak French? Can you ride a horse? Can you tap dance? Yeah, I could do that. Give me a job. And a lot of people are in that fear factor. So if you understand that we want you to move from that paradigm that we're all sucked into because of the way the countries are run, is fear, scarcity, and competition. We're in fear. You've got to make some money, got to pay the mortgage. Scarcity, there's just not enough to go around. You might steal my clients. If I talk to another business coach, they might steal my IP. And there's this competition value. It's like, well, I'm earning more than him, so I'm doing okay. All that, and success is measured on the monetary scale. So surrounding yourself with people who are connected to love, connection, and abundance. It's very difficult in our society to live with an abundant mindset, but being in a culture where you can experience that, and it comes from a place of people come to our community not from what can I get out of it, but it's like, I'm not sure what I can put it. How can I help? What can I do to help? And they're concerned about, they want to help other people. And what happens is they come, and then other people will say, well, can I help you as well? It's like, oh yes, please, that would be fantastic.
It becomes contagious.
Yes, that's a nice word. That is a really nice word. So people that have experienced the poor collaboration in the past, it's not your fault. Sometimes you need to set out the ground rules. Sometimes you need to understand what your values are. Sometimes you need to let people know that this is the way it's going to go if it's going to stand a fighting chance of success. And you can even feel from someone's energy when they walk in the room, as I say, the physiology. And if you're like, I don't know if I like them very much. Well, that's your intuition. Just listen to it occasionally. If that's kicking in, you're not in the right place. And I've failed my intuition many, many times and suffered as a result and lost money as a result. So when you're with a group of people that you're like, oh, we just click, we get on, we've got what your values are. And then the buzz. And imagine working with those kind of people. What fun you have. And so, if you're having fun, it's going to be good collaboration.
And that's the thing. It's about, I think once you've got it, you've got it. And I think there must be hundreds of thousands of people out there that think they're in it because it may be working or it's moving along, but like we said earlier, it's a little bit clunky. And then when they start finding those people, removing the clunk, replacing those people, and it starts just being this well-oiled machine of collaboration, happiness, and also, just by the sounds of it, interest in everything across the board, not just, I can do website design and that's it. It's, actually, I can do website design and I know this. And I know,
and I'm passionate about this, and this is what I believe I'm here on this planet to do. So I can do website designs, and you're talking about education. Well, I wonder if I could go into a school and I would be able to do this, and you kind of build what you do and what your passion is, and you get other people to support you. That's not to say, though, Steve, that it's always going to be smooth running. But imagine if you're in a group that's clunking, it's not working, and someone makes a mistake, everything goes. And there's a bit of gossip going on and a bit of backbiting and, all that kind of thing. When you're in a group that really buzzes and gets on and there's a mistake or somebody fails or somebody doesn't do what they're supposed to do, there isn't the blowout. It's like, oh, what's wrong? How can we help? Do you need some more support? Do you need some? And it survives. It survives those things because it's going to happen. Every collaboration is going to have its down moments. So you've got to understand whether it's just, well, do you know what? If that could have been me, so I'm going to see how I can help, as opposed to, didn't get that done on time, did you? What happened there? You can see there's just a different culture. It's creating the culture where things, like anything in that petri dish, that culture, so that it can grow.
Exactly. Like I said, you guys are doing some incredible things. My final question to you, Gill, is how can people get involved, right? How can people get involved in Collaboration Global and get that feeling that you've so well described?
Okay, well, join the community, basically. If you go to collaborationglobal.org website, all the information's on there. You can scroll down and you can join straight through there. If you think I'm not ready for collaboration, but I'd like to learn more about it, there's an academy. You can just join there. But if you become a collaborator, as we call it, which sounds a bit subversive in World War II days, but we're reinventing the name. If you're a collaborator, it's a good thing. If you become a full-blown collaborator, you become a member of the academy as well. So you're learning as well as being showcased and supported and basically part of a powerful ongoing community. If anybody wants to call me, contact me. We've got the podcast out there. We've got the online publication. It's all on the website. Go and check it out.
It's all on the website. I love that. It's all on the website. Or Google you, right? Or Google you.
Oh, yeah, I'm out there as well. Tiney.
Exactly. Gill, no, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for helping me on my project, because obviously every single guest is collaborating on the Founders 365 mission. So thank you so much for being part of that. And I really do look forward to just seeing the global aspect get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Me too. Thank you very much for having me as a guest, Stephen. Good luck with everything that you're doing as well.
Thank you so much, Gill. Thanks everyone for listening and watching. This has been Founders 365.